To draw the bodice pattern, we need to measure the neck circumference, the shoulder width, the distance between the armpits from the front and back, the bust circumference, bust distance, bust length, front bodice length, back bodice length, waist circumference, lower hip circumference, upper hip circumference, and side seam. We need to make a list and measure the body in this order. This way we make sure to get all the measurements. Later when we measure, we will go over the list again and measure together. We will draft the bodice pattern from the waistline to the shoulder. Always measure with only the undergarments on to get the most accurate measurements. Begin by tying a ribbon around the waistline on the body. Tie the ribbon tightly at first, so that it sits exactly on the waistline. Now loosen the ribbon to make it well fitted. The exact position of the waistline will be on the bottom of the ribbon. Starting from the top, we begin measuring the neck circumference. It is 39 centimeters. Place the end of the tape here in the middle just above the breastbone. Wrap the tape around the neck like this to get the measurement. Now we measure the shoulder width. We measure from this point where the arm and shoulder meet, passing behind the neck to this side. The shoulder width is 41 centimeters. Next we measure the front armpit distance from this point to this point. It is 36 centimeters. Note that we measure the distance between the top of the lines which form between the arm and the torso. We take the same measurement from the back, from here to here. It is 37 centimeters. Next we measure the bust circumference. Pass the tape around the body from the back, and then bring it around to the front, making sure to go over the tip of the bust. Begin from here at the bust bridge and go around the body, making sure the tape is parallel to the floor. Bring it around like this. Measuring in this way will give enough room for the bust on the garment. Our bust circumference is 97 centimeters. To get the bust distance, we measure between the two bust points. The bust distance is 20 centimeters. For the bust length, we measure from the point where the top of the shoulder and the side of the neck meet to the outermost point of the breast. The bust length is 27 centimeters. Now we measure the front bodice length. We measure from the same spot here where the neck and shoulder meet, over the tip of the breast, then straight down to the bottom of the ribbon. The front bodice length is 47.5 centimeters. For the back bodice length, we measure on the back from the same spot here, straight down to the bottom of the ribbon. The back bodice length is 47 centimeters. Now we measure the waist circumference. We make sure not to go over the knot, as it will add to our measurement. Our waist circumference is 74.5 centimeters. Next, we measure the lower hip circumference. Looking from the side, we place the measuring tape on the spot that is out the most on the buttocks. The lower hip circumference is 99.5 centimeters. When measuring the lower hip circumference, the measuring tape should be parallel to the floor. If the person has a belly, we raise the measuring tape on the front to the outer part of the belly, like this. Next, we measure the upper hip circumference, which is exactly in the middle of the waistline and the lower hip line. This measurement is 94 centimeters. Again, the measuring tape has to be parallel to the floor. To measure the side seam, we fold a piece of paper like this on itself twice, to give it some firmness. And then measure 2.5 centimeters here from the folded edge and here as well. Next, we draw a line to connect the marks and cut off the excess. We can tape the cut edges like this, to keep the paper pieces together. Now we place the paper strips under the armpit to give us the proper placement for the side seam measurement. Place the paper strips under the arm as high as possible, then lower the arm to position it. We make sure it is parallel to the floor and it does not fold at the top. For this mannequin, we will place the paper here at the socket. Now measure down from the bottom edge of the strip to the bottom of the ribbon. The side seam measurement is 21.5 centimeters.